Here is Gelofen, a channel to know more about your mind. Subscribe to Gelofen channel. Here are some unusual, rare, and scary hybrid animals you won't believe are real. There are some truly unique, beautiful, and astounding creatures on this planet. But humans looked at this rich tapestry of creation and thought, what if we just smooshed these animals together? From monster cows to wild wolfdogs, from solar-powered plant slugs to gross naked chickens, here are some of the freakiest animal hybrids you won't believe exist. Liger King. Lions have long been called the kings of the jungle, but they're about to be dethroned by a close relative. Introducing the liger, an absolute unit that's the result of a male lion breeding with a female tiger. Ligers are humongous creatures and have been known to stand more than 4 feet at the shoulder, stretch as long as 12 feet, and weigh up to 1,200 pounds. That's twice the size of a refrigerator and as heavy as a grand piano. For contrast, a purebred African lion on the larger side can grow to be 10 feet long and weigh up to 550 pounds. This easily makes the liger the biggest big cat in the world. Now, the liger's huge size comes down to a specific mix of genes it's inherited from its parents. A male lion must compete for breeding rights, so his genes promote growth in his offspring to ensure they survive. Usually, the genes of a lioness will inhibit this growth so that she can carry multiple offspring. But the genes of a tigress are geared towards producing singular offspring. That means they can't inhibit the male lion's growth genes in their offspring, leading to one massive liger. It's for this reason if you cross a male tiger with a lioness, you get tigon, which are much smaller and more aggressive than ligers. Sadly, because of this gene switch, ligers and tigons tend to have a lot of health problems and don't usually survive through infancy. As lions and tigers have no naturally overlapping habitats, ligers and tigons only exist in captivity, and it's currently thought there are less than 100 in the world. Considering how huge and aggressive these creatures can be, that's probably a good thing. Pizzly poo. Now you understand how hybrid animals are named. You can probably guess what a grolar bear is. The grolar bear is the fierce and formidable mix of a grizzly bear and a polar bear. If the polar bear is the mother, that is, if the polar bear is the father, the creature is embarrassingly called a pizzly bear. But whatever you call them, they're typically between 6.5 and 10 feet long and can weigh anywhere from 400 to 1,500 pounds. For comparison, a grizzly bear typically reaches 6.5 feet in length, while a polar bear can grow to about 10, meaning the grolar bear comfortably sits between them in size. Interestingly, the grolar bear can carry children and give birth to healthy cubs. This is unusual, as most hybrid species' mixed genes render them infertile. While the exact number of grolar bears isn't known, they do exist in the wild and sightings of them have become more common recently. This may be because, unlike tigers and lions, grizzly and polar bear habitats overlap in the Arctic and Americas. This common ground has been increasing with time as global warming impacts the climate of the regions. It's been theorized that this increasing overlap, combined with the grolar bear's ability to produce offspring, may mean they're the future of bear kind. This might be bad news for us though, as grolars are apparently more aggressive and much braver than grizzlies. What a whole fin. So now you know that hulking hybrids walk the surface of the earth. I think it's only fair to let you know that the ocean isn't any safer. There is a bizarre creature called wholefin, and it's what happens when a whale breeds with a dolphin. To be more specific, it's what happens when a false killer whale breeds with a bottlenose dolphin. Before you get too confused as to how that might work, in 1985 a wholefin was born to false killer whale Ianui Kahiai and dolphin mother Punahele in the Honolulu Sea Life Park. The calf was named Kekamalu, which means from the peaceful ocean, even though the resulting creature is a little too creepy looking for that name. Wholefins are certainly odd-looking creatures. Their heads resemble false killer whales. However, the fins and nose are more dolphin-like. Wholefin teeth are straight-up unsettling. Their color is also a steely gray, which is an interesting halfway point between the coloration of their parents. Before Kekamalu was born, park handlers couldn't imagine a romance blossoming between her parents. After all, Ianui Kahiai was 14 feet long and 2,000 pounds, whereas Punahele was 6 feet long and barely 400 pounds. That's what you get for underestimating the power of love. Kekamalu grew up quickly, and after just 2 years was larger than her mother. She's now fully grown and gave birth to her own one-quarter false Gelofen calf in 2005. Though extremely rare, Wolfens have been spotted in the wild, so the two species may have more in common than we first thought. Love certainly does find a way. Israeli fried goblins. There are many strange and bizarre creatures on Earth, and while some of them might seem ugly, they're no less deserving of life or respect. They can all elicit a sense of awe once you learn a little more about these creatures. The creature below is a pale red, featherless species of chicken that's been intentionally bred in Israel. The species was apparently created by interbreeding naturally bare-necked chickens with broiler chickens. So, what have these bizarre little goblins been bred for? Well, in the farming community, a naturally naked chicken saves workers from having to pluck the feathers once they've been culled. Additionally, when you're farming hundreds of fluffy birds that are all close together, they can generate a lot of heat. It's not uncommon for chickens to overheat and even die in crowded farms. A chicken without feathers aims to solve both of those problems. If you think this is all a little morbid, consider this. Someone bred a freakish species of bird just to make culling it easier and didn't even bother giving it a proper name? How was the video so far? Which animal caught your attention? Write in the comments of Gelofen channel.